All right. So I'm literally going to start from step one. So this is the rental. So open up the workbook and name it rental and then your last name right after it. So that's good to go on mine. Make sure you guys do that. The second step is to examine the analysis worksheet and apply appropriate range names to D17 through D20. In my case scenario, these were already named. So this is D17, D18, D19, D20. You can see up in the top left that they were pre-named. So didn't have to do that. Don't know about everyone else. Part 3 on A3 through A28. You have a question, Alexis?
Yes. I can't see the whole bit of your data on the second graph. I'm just trying to check accuracy. Could
Oh,
you,
yeah.
by chance, expand it, please?
Yeah, you see it?
Thank you. Yeah, now I see it. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry. I'm going everywhere on you. Cool. All right. So on the third one, A23 through A28, I'm going to zoom out so you can see the entire thing. It'll get a little small, but there you go. All right. So here you're going to have to hard code all these values. Since it's hard coding, we got to make sure that we don't make any typos because if XPrep does automatically grade these, it'll just flag you wrong. So Murfreesboro, Smyrna, Manchester. Still Manchester, right? Yeah, which looks weird. Nashville, Franklin, Woodbury. And then the one right next to it, this is population data. So you're just going to hard code these values that are listed in here 146, 900, 51, 586,
Hey,
11.
Nick.
Yeah.
Koya's in the waiting room. She's trying to ask to be let in.
Oh, thanks.
Yep.
Uh, admit. Oh, there's two people. That's on me. I'll keep that up. Sorry. All right. So all these numbers look to be accurate 67820, 83097, 2889, 57753, 58302, 48280, 52858, 92589, and threes across the board. The reason that's important is that'll throw all your calculations off if those are incorrect. And then on step 4, we are asked to begin calculating ratios. So it says in here that Murfreesboro charges $1,000 per month for rent. So the Murfreesboro rate here, I hard coded 1,000. I don't think you can pull the 1,000 from anywhere. I looked on the sheet and I didn't see anything. So pretty sure that's a hard coded value. After you hard code that value, it tells us that the ratio for Murfreesboro is going to be 1, as this is going to be our basis. So what you would do is you're literally just going to take Murfreesboro's population and divide it by itself. So if you want this formula to be able to be dragged down, you need to make sure that you lock the second part of the formula, since this cell that we're going to drag down is always going to get divided by Murfreesboro's value. So you can quickly type that just like that, and you'll be able to drag that down, and you should get all of these
Nick,
answers.
do you know if we need to do it that way? I submitted mine, but I'm gonna see if I can resubmit it. Do
Pro-
we have to do absolute cell references? I mean, did he
Probably
say?
not. I just know it's best case scenario. Like it's if you can, you just should. But I don't think. I think you're fine, honestly,
Okay.
because it's just going to check values. Um,
Okay.
so you'll be good there. So all this
Cool,
looks
cool.
good. Now we have to calculate the rental price for Smyrna in
Oh,
cell D7, which is here. So to do D7, you're going to basically take, since Murfreesboro rate is kind of our base, you're going to take the D24, which is this rate, and multiply it by Smyrna's ratio, which is 1.01. So if you think logically how this would work, it's saying that this is about 1% higher than the Murfreesboro rate. So if you did that math, you would see that we come out right there. So it logically makes sense. So you should see $1,009 after you take those two to one another.
wait. So, in D7, you have G16 times D24,
Yes, that's correct.
and it don't matter if it's backwards. I mean, it doesn't matter which letter
No.
comes from. I mean,
Yeah, no, no,
okay.
no. That won't matter. You'll be good.
And then Nick, in the Murfreesboro rate, the yellow thing, you just manually typed $1,000.
Yeah, that's hard coded. I tried to find a spot to pull it from, but
Okay,
there's
because
no
I thought I was
thousand.
crazy at first. I was like, I didn't type this stuff up, and okay, cool. So
No, I
it's
feel
not just
yeah,
me.
you're good. I was a little crazy too. So on number 5, we're setting up this table here, which is a one data variable table. So this also
Yeah.
has to be hard coded. Now, the easiest way to do this, and I'll show everybody in column K really quickly. So if you type in 150 and then 170, because we know it's going to be in 20-cent increments, you can now highlight both of these. And this is called autofill. It will autofill for you using the increments you just built out. So rather than going through and typing in 15, 17, 19, 21, just type in the sequence, which is 2, and then Excel will recognize, oh, you want to go up by 0.2 each time. So I'm going to delete that because I don't need it. I'm going to reset my case size. So that's what you're going to do here in the prices. After you set all of those, you're going to highlight all of, well, I think in this cell here, you need to equals apartment rental. So this is hidden and I'll show you how to hide it, but you're just going to literally select it. It's like the apartment rental there for the electricity and you're calling to it. So whenever you hit the equal sign, you could hit equal, like in this projected total for projected housing, you could type equals and then find projected housing and go over here, or you can just type it. It's kind of faster if you type it, but completely up to you. To hide these valuables or these values. So if I went in here and I typed this, I have that number, but you can see it visually. If you right click it, hit format cells, go down to custom, delete anything that's listed. So general here is listed, double semicolon, and now you've hidden the cell. Now what this does is like that number is still there. It's not a true 0 or blank cell. Like it's there, it's just hiding. So I'm just going to delete that, but that's how you can do that to hide all these values. After you've done that, you've set it up. So now we're ready to actually use the data calculation. You will highlight, and now this matters where you highlight from. You need to select from this top left L3 cell, highlight the entire thing, go to, I believe, data, what if analysis, data table, and then your column input cell, you're going to select the average cost per pound of food. So this was my one thing that I wasn't quite sure why we selected that cell. I did the follow along that she posted in chat, and I saw that she was using that cell. I tried to think about it like logically why that was the column we used, and I couldn't. But if I used D11, for instance, the values of pet food were way too low, because if you look at like the projected cost of pet food, it's 342, right? So if you did this here, it'd be way lower, and needless to say, it didn't work. So after you get that, your numbers should look like this. We should all have the same numbers. Nothing's changed. And we can move on to step 6. Oh, that was step 6. So we're on to step 7, which is add headings and basic formatting to the data table so it has a more professional appearance. So it's not going to look like this. You can literally just go to your homepage up here on the little bucket, select any color you want as the background. Use contrasting colors, so don't use dark on dark, obviously. Make it look nice however you want to. You can bold these values if they're not auto bolded. You can just highlight, Control B to bold, whatever you want to do. Yeah, what's up, Koya?
Oh, is Dom in here yet, Dominique? Because it said, can you accept me?
Here,
But
let me
I
get
don't know
him.
if you
I
let
got
her
him.
in yet. Okay.
She should be in now. Okay, so after you format that whole table, everything should be good to go on that one. So that's number 7. Now, number 8 is this table down here in the marked cell. So it says create the structure for a 2-variable data table that shows the total projected housing expense given the interaction between average pet food prices from 150 to 310. And then we have food consumed per week from 5 to 25 in increments of 2. So once again, the easiest way to do this is pretend that I have, actually, let's just do it like this. I'll take this table, here are those contents for you guys. One sec. Okay, so we'll start here. We know it starts at $1.50, and then we know it goes up in 20-cent increments. So we're at $1.70. Rather than typing all this out, go ahead and select here, highlight, double click or drag. Double click's faster. You'll have all of that populate. Mentally check it. You know it should be correct. It says on our directions to go to 150 to 310. We're good there. Now, across the top on the horizontal, which is pounds of pet food consumed, we start at 5 and we go to 25 by increments of 2. So we would put 5, tab over, hit 7. Now we have our increments built. Select these and you can drag this over and release, and you'll have the 5 all the way to 25. So after you have all of that, you're now ready to set up the actual data table calculation with 2 variables. Now, what you'll
So we're
do,
supposed to have 3 charts, Nick?
no, this bottom chart isn't, I'm redoing the second one. I'm
Okay.
I'm
Okay,
literally
cool.
just showing you guys. Yeah. So don't worry about this.
Okay, cool.
I wanted to clear all these. Give me one sec. It's probably a better way to clear it, but it is what it is. That way, if anyone's following along, they'll have it just like this. But yeah, good question, Koya. This third one is not, you're not supposed to do this. I'm just showing. What a terrible way to clear an entire thing. There had to have been a better way, but
Hey, Nick.
Yep.
Really stupid question, but when I submit it, I've already done this part. It's accurate. I've already submitted it. I didn't do any of the highlighting or anything like that. I kind of just left it gray. Do you think that's going to count points off or something?
it will be a little bit because on number 7, he said add headings and basic formatting to the data table. So it has a more professional appearance, but that's not going to be a huge knockoff at all.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
So, all right, in your table, in that top left white cell, you need to make sure you make it equal the projected housing expense. So if this wasn't here, for example, I'll delete this out. You need to type equals and then select cell D20 or project housing since we've named it and hit enter. Mine's hidden right now, but obviously if it's not hidden, you can do the formatting thing we talked about. After you have all of this, you're going to select all of the data here. And then you're going to go to data, what if analysis, data table. Your row input cell is going to be cell D11. Your column is going to be D12. You hit OK, and those are your values that are populated. And after that, you'll be good to go. I'm going to select all this and remove it from my worksheet. So we know that number 8 is good to go. Number 9 is just it basically just says to hit go on the button. Number 10, add headings and basic formatting so it looks professional appearance. Again, if anyone's watching the video, don't select the exact colors as anyone else because it just, you don't want to even have any red flags come up for cheating. So just select whatever colors look good to you. Blues, reds, yellows, it all works. And then we will save and close this workbook. So does anyone have questions on this first one?
No, Nick, I don't. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be quiet. That's rude.
No.
But no, I don't.
Cool. All right.
I don't.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank
All right.
you.
Yeah,
You hear me, guys, right? You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah, very good, very good. I'm sorry, my microphone wasn't work, so
That's all good. No worries.
it's working now. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much for help us. For that.
Yeah. And I don't know. I'm pretty sure this is all right, but like I'm not an expert. So
That's kind of you could
Yeah.
do the same thing that we did more for me and Alexis did with Jen, and it kind of looked the same on her video too.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on the second one now. Give me 1 second. This is the toy one, right? Yeah.
Yes, the next one is the toy one.
All right.
How was the concert yesterday, Nick?
Oh my gosh, it was so good.
Did y'all have
couldn't-
you had to go to Nashville?
Yeah, we went to Nashville, but you couldn't have asked for better weather. I mean, we were chilling out there and it was like 70 degrees. It was perfect.
Oh yeah, that's good.
And his voice is the exact same as online, which is awesome. Or on
Yeah,
Spotify. I
that's
should say.
even better because most artists it's very hard for either they're actually good at what they do or they need a lot of help. There's no
Yeah.
in between.
All right. I believe you should be able to see the screen now. We should be good.
Yeah, we can.
All right. So this is the nasty one that has caused all sorts of problems. So I'm going to walk through it really slowly. Part of me almost wants to do it from scratch, but I'll just see if I can follow along with what I have. All right. So starting from the first relevant paragraph, which is going to be the second one. So this is kind of building all of the constraints that we're putting out here. So after contacting the Mighty Toys manufacturer, you learn that volume discounts and discounts for the pre-season orders are available on the product line. You need to determine the best product mix based on the following information. The Blue Raider Urban Adventure Set is the first item that most people will buy. Customers also purchase the optional Super Action Kit, which can be attached to the Blue Raider Urban Adventure set. Another companion set, the Blue Raider Outdoor set, has optional hiking kit that customers can purchase separately. The marketing director for MTSU's toy program, Betty Wright, wants to allocate the purchasing budget of $100,000 maximum among the 4 toys. That is our first relevant sentence. We now know here in the constraint that we are not allowed to spend over $100,000. So in here, you're going to select less than or equal to, and you're going to hard code in 100,000. So that is the first part of that paragraph. The second part is where it starts to get a little weird. Since the Super Action Kit and the Hiking Kit are accessories, Betty does not want to purchase more Super Action Kits than Blue Raider Urban Adventure sets and does not want to purchase more hiking kits than Blue Raider Outdoor sets. So we'll take that piece by piece. So there cannot be more Super Action Kits than Blue Raider Adventure sets. So if we looked at Super Action Kits here, we know that it is going to be less than or equal to the hiking kit, which should be, or is it the blue? Let me see. Then the Blue Raider Adventure sets. Oh, this might not need to be Blue Raider Adventure set because that's less than or equal to hiking kit. She does not want to purchase more Super Action Kits than Blue Raider Urban Adventure sets. And Blue Raider.
This is supposed to be B5, right?
Oh, no,
B4.
it is. I'm tripping. So that's correct. B4, because we're basically saying that B5, which is Super Action Kit, cannot be higher than B4, which is Blue Raider Urban Adventure set. So that is correct. It just took me a minute to get that down. The names are so weird. And she does not want to purchase more hiking kits than Blue Raider Outdoor sets. So now we know hiking kits, which is B7, let's see, cannot be higher than the hiking kits. Let's see. Hiking kit B7. She does not want to purchase more hiking kits than Blue Raider Outdoor sets. This might need to be B6 for hiking kit. What did you guys have in your cell here? Because it's saying, oh, sorry, you got it.
No, I just put B7 in hiking.
You did too.
Yeah,
Jenny
they
told me
left-
that was wrong.
Yeah, that doesn't look right.
Jenny,
I think this right here needs to be B6. B6.
What does C16, C15?
C15. And that's because in this paragraph, I'm just going to read it one more time to do our due diligence. It says she does not want to purchase more hiking kits than Blue Raider Outdoor sets. So hiking kits cannot be more than Blue Raider Outdoor sets, and Blue Raider Outdoor sets is in cell B6. So this should be B7 must be less than or equal to B6. So Jenny is right. That one was wrong, and I believe that was in the original recording, but that needs to change over.
But see, I didn't get. Oh, hold on. Wait, Oh, so in like for instance, in cell B4, are we manually typing 3,437 or are we
Okay, so
referencing?
Those numbers are going to be like 1, 1, and 0 starting off.
Yeah.
And that's because
Right.
you haven't run your analysis. When we run at the very end analysis, that's going to populate.
Yeah.
So just ignore that right now.
Okay, cool.
So your numbers and constraints right now are going to be really small if you're following along. You're not going to have the same numbers I
Okay.
do because this is after you run it.
Okay.
So
hey, Nick.
So that's supposed to be
so-
completely cleared out.
yeah, basically.
So
So
C11 through C19, that is supposed to be zeros or just clear completely.
Mm-hmm. I
For
think
right
it's supposed to
now.
be,
Okay.
yeah. Just for right now.
Okay.
Hey, Nick, did we go over cell C14 yet or no? Am I tripping?
We have not. Blue Raider Outdoor set? No, we haven't yet.
Yeah.
That's the next part of the sentence, I believe. Yeah. She also wants to purchase at least half as many Blue Raider Outdoor sets as Blue Raider Adventure sets. So Blue Raider Outdoor sets, which is right here, B6, needs to be half of whatever Blue Raider outdoors or Blue Raider urban adventure set is. So that would mean B4, which is our urban adventure set, needs to be, how would I write this? I'm just going to write this out here.
Would it be divided by 2?
It would be divided by 2, but so if Blue Raider outdoor set, which is B6, she also wants to have as many Blue Raider outdoor sets. B6 needs to be half as many urban adventure. What's urban adventure? B4. Yeah, so that's why if you look on this, it is B4 divided by 2, because we know that B6, which is Blue Raider outdoor set, needs to be half of the adventure set. So that's why you're putting B6, or the formula is going to be B4 divided by 2, because you're taking whatever the number of Blue Raider adventure set is and divide it by 2, because this outdoor set needs to be half the adventure set. So that is correct. We're all good there. These names are just killing me. They're way too similar. And then the minimum number of any specific toy to be purchased is 250. So number purchase here on B4 to B7, you are going to hard code in 250. So you have to say greater than or equal to 250, because we know that everything in here has to be at least 250. Last part of the really confusing part, she wants you to purchase at least 7250 total items. All purchases must be for a whole item, no fractions or no fractions of an item can be purchased. So in here, the total number purchased, we can put that it needs to be equal to or greater than 7250, because we know that this number needs to be above 7250. And let me make sure I didn't have to do any integer or anything. Like, that is a whole number, right? Okay, it is. We're good. All right. So that is the whole big paragraph. That's all the constraints for now, I believe. Down here, so I guess I can walk through the rest of them. The integers mean we just have to have whole numbers. So that's why you're putting that in here. All these need to be whole numbers. So this Blue Raider outdoor set, the B6, just make sure it's integer and then call to itself up here, which is B6. So your answer is going to be like 1 or 0 for now. Do the same thing for B7. You're going to just select it. Same thing for B5, because we're just making sure all of these are whole numbers. That's what this is saying. And then B4 also needs to be an integer. The reason you're putting these 4 integers in is because it all needs to be whole numbers, can't have any fractions. So we should be good to go there. I didn't miss any, did I, on the constraints?
Can you repeat again in C12 until C15? I got miss here.
Yeah, no, you're good. This is the weird part. All right, so C12 is going to be B4, because we're just saying that B4 needs to be an integer. So meaning it needs to be a whole number. You're selecting B4 up here because that's the item we're going to calculate. So right now, if you guys haven't run an analysis, these are small numbers. That's fine. Just hit equals B4 and it will populate after. We'll move down to C13. It is C13 is the super action kit. So this is where we actually have to put in logic. We knew that the super action kit needed to be less than or greater to the Blue Raider urban adventure set. So that's what B4 is calling to here.
Okay.
And then the C14, this is saying the outdoor set needs to be greater than or equal to half of the adventure set.
So the original numbers, it should be 1. So this is supposed
1s
to
and
be
0s. Yep.
half after B4 over 2.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be like 0.5 or something.
Yeah, 0.5.
Yeah, that's fine right now. That's fine right now.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I got you.
And if it helps, I mean, I could, after this, if we still need it, I can restart this and just go from scratch as a fresh file, because it won't take long if we know how to do it.
And 15,
all right.
D6 and 15, right?
Oh, you need B15? Yeah, that's B6.
Good.
And less than or equal to. I'll zoom in a little bit for you
still
guys.
in 0, right?
What's up?
Hiking Kate, it's still in 0, 19. C19.
Yeah, because you're B6, C19. It's probably going to be 0 because that's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So don't worry about the ones or zeros. When we calculate, it'll update. And if you still have ones or zeros, then we know we can look at something. All right. So complete the following. Open the workbook, rename it. So you already saved it. Create a new worksheet called lookup for the purchase plan. So you're going to right click or just click here, type lookup. In the lookup sheet, enter your name in cell A1. Up here, type your full name. And then create a table that has monetary information on each of these toys. So you're literally going to start just creating a table. If you haven't created a table before, literally just select A3 and then start typing like item, then type retail price, unit cost, storage cost. Now we're going to go down here and you're going to actually type in the individual items. So Blue Raider Urban Adventure Set. And if you have any typos, this doesn't work because it's looking for an exact match. Blue Raider Outdoor Set. Hiking Kit. All right. Now this is all manually entering the data. I'm going to save myself a headache. I'm not going to manually enter it. I'm going to copy this and just paste the values because I've already done this. I'm going to paste, go here and just paste values only. And after you've done this, it does say create a table. So this isn't like when you have data like this, it's just called an array. A table is like an actual function in Excel. So the quickest way to do it is you can either highlight all the data you just created and hit Control T to create a table. Or if you want to just select one cell, you can press Control A, highlights everything, hit Control T, make sure that your data has headers or your table has headers because we labeled it, and then hit OK. And now you have an actual table. So you can also name the table, which is pretty cool. So I believe here I named the array or something. I named the array. I don't know if I did. I might have named it Toy Master Data. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So I named this table Toy Master Data. You can also just click into the table and like rename the whole table by selecting a cell in there and renaming it. So after you guys have all that finished, clear content.
Hey Nick, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you, when you highlight that table and name it toy cost, does it only have to you have to highlight exactly A7 to D7. You can't highlight anything over that, right? Because it'll mess everything up.
Not necessarily. You can just name the table. So you can like click anywhere in this table, and then I believe you can go to table design and just rename the whole table here. So click in your table, go to table design. You don't even have to select the array. Just name the whole table.
Okay.
Now I did. So I selected A4 down, and that's what I named, I believe. I like named it Toy Master Data or something. Doesn't really matter. This is all for your referencing anyways, but
how do you know how to I tried to go in like go to like my table names and stuff. Do you know how to edit them? Because I think I named my table wrong.
Oh, that's a great question. You can do it. Question is where. You need to get to your, is it under data?
Formula.
Is it under formula?
A name manager.
Yes, it is.
He's right. Yep. Formula and name manager. That's where you do it. And you can edit and everything here.
Do you go to name, you go to name manager, right?
Yep. Right. And then hit select your table, whatever it was, and just hit edit. And then you can change the name right there.
I guess I would. Okay. So, well.
And then after everyone has that table nicely set up, you can move back into purchasing plan, I believe. So this is where we're actually going to start populating stuff. So in your retail price here, this is the first formula we're going to write. And let's see, it's going to be a VLOOKUP function. So you're going to start typing your VLOOKUP. Then the first thing that you're going to call to is the description here, which is in A4. So select A4, which is the Blue Raider Adventure Set, and then hit comma, go to the second option. This is where you're going to call to your data. Whatever you just named that table, whatever this table is, you need to get to this array. So whatever you named it. So in my instance, I called it Toy Master Data. Then hit comma. The third selection in a VLOOKUP function is the column you want to pull from. So looking at this table and we count the columns, I know that in column 1, I have my item name. In column 2, I have retail price. In column 3, I have unit price. And 4, storage cost. In this instance, I'm looking for retail price, which was on column 2. So in my VLOOKUP function, I will type in 2, and then I select false because you want an exact match. So true selects an approximate match, false is an exact. After you do that, if you named your table,
Nick?
yeah,
So I've got a question for you.
what's up?
You want the approximate match, right? But I tried to do that and it didn't necessarily work. Can I do the first VLOOKUP and just
Yeah, I'll
see
rewrite
if
it both.
that does anything?
I'll literally rewrite it both ways right now. So I'll do a VLOOKUP.
Okay.
I'll select the table array, which is toy master data. I want column
Okay.
2, and I'll do an approximate match. If I use an approximate match,
Okay.
it's the exact same as a false match in this instance.
So do
Now-
you think it's going to be counted off either way?
I don't think so, because nothing else is approximately close to this. But like, if you're using like numbers and stuff, you really want to use false because you want that exact match. So, nonetheless, when you do
Gotcha.
that, you'll be able to drag it down. I don't know if I'll be able to do it from here. Maybe. No, because. Okay, actually, yes, it does work. All right. So after you drag it down, you're gonna be like, oh, why am I getting NAs? This is because you need to look at the other rows now. So, oh wait, yeah, that's right. So A4, A5. I'll just go up here and show you my formulas. So we're still looking at the second row for everything, but all you're wanting to go down is like A4, A5, A6, A7, because you're looking at that description and you're just matching it to the items here. So that should be good. You should have these numbers. Then we will move on
I
to.
did not.
You did
Retail
not get
price
those?
is giving me. So my retail price, I put in the VLOOKUP formula that you did, but it's giving me NA in my retail in C4.
Perfect. So that, okay, NA means that we're not calling to something correctly. So in this instance, I would first check. Obviously, you're selecting A4 for the first thing in the formula, right?
Mhm.
The second thing, you're taking your range, the table, right?
Mhm.
Are you calling to the name, or how are you doing it?
So
Because
I put
the error exists in your table array. So I would double check your name. So for instance, like if I went to my name manager and I looked at toy master data and I see the data it's selecting, do that, Koya, and see what it says. You need to make sure you're highlighted over all 4 of those things like this. Because if you're not, then you'll get an NA because it doesn't know what to call to.
but how do I have to go back to name manager
No.
again?
Nope. So just go back to your lookup page on the top left on
Yeah.
that cell, click it.
I did that, and for some, you know how like when you click your toy master data, everything is highlighted, but for some reason in mine, can I share my screen with you real quick?
Yeah, and that's good though. It should be messed up when you highlight it. The NA error would tell us that. So let's just make sure.
Mine's not even highlighted, and I named it. Let me see if I can show you real quick. Oh,
Yep.
you gotta.
I gotta enable permissions.
Yeah.
I gotta figure this out 1 sec. Advanced sharing options, all participants. All right, now try.
Okay, cool. Let's see. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
So I went to C4 and I typed that formula in, right?
Yep,
And you told me
the
just to
formula is
double check
correct.
to make sure.
Yep, that's
Mhm.
perfect.
But you still told me to go over here and check. When I click toy cost, nothing's highlighted. But when I
Perfect. So
click table 1,
that's perfect. That something happened and it's not named correctly, which is perfectly
Yeah.
fine. So now go to table design up at the top right. And we're gonna rename the
Okay.
table again. So just rename this table to like on that table name right there, type in just like toy final or something.
Okay.
And now press enter.
Okay.
So now go back and switch it to toy final. So when you see an NA
Okay.
error like that, it's trying to call to something that doesn't exist. And in this case, toy cost didn't have any seller references because something messed up. I don't know what it was, but
Okay.
So
let's
you'd have
see.
to rename it if you got the value wrong, because that's what happened to me originally, and I had to go in and do a whole finagling thing to get the values.
kind
So
of.
Can you repeat? Could you repeat that process again? So you go up to the design,
Oh,
you,
one
you
sec.
go up to the
Koya,
original name.
Oh, sorry.
Koya, just drag it down. Save yourself some time.
Oh,
So press escape on your keyboard.
Okay.
And
Okay.
now go back to cell C4
Drag.
and drag down 4.
Okay.
Now, since you named it correctly, the only thing we have to change here is go into that second
Yeah.
formula for super action kit. So
Okay.
you see how it's still row 2 or column 2. We now need that
Yeah.
to actually I think everything's right. No, you're right, because we haven't even made it to unit cost yet. So that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
So just
Okay,
double check
cool.
it real
Let me-
quick. So look at Blue Raider outdoor set. It says it's $16.95. Go back to your lookup table and let's confirm that. So outdoor set retail price should be $16.95. Yes, you're good.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm gonna
Nick,
stop sharing my screen. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I hate to be like that. I ran into the same issue, so I tried to do something to solve it. And I'm gonna try that formula again. So the formula was A4.
Yep.
Equals VLOOKUP.
Wait. Did you type A4 equals?
No,
Okay, good.
I
Okay, good.
misspoke. I'm
you're
sorry.
good.
I'm sorry. So then A4, and then you do the name that you did. So
Yeah, so
I did
comma.
Toy Final. Got it. Toy Final. And then we're 2 and then false.
Yes. So retail price is in column 2 of that table.
Okay. I
And then-
gotta get this to fix. 2, and then, sorry, this cap lock is on. I'm gonna send you a screenshot of my formula and hopefully you can tell me. I can't share my screen, so just keep your messages open, I guess.
If you're having, are you having an NA issue or is it a value issue?
I think it's an NA issue because I can drag it down to the first cell, but it won't populate the other ones.
And
That's the issue.
It's saying NA.
Yeah, it's saying NA.
Okay, so what I would do there is check first to make sure that there are no typos in your table lookup. So like all of your items need to be type the exact same. One way you could confirm that is just highlight A4 through A7 and copy and paste it on the other page when you're like building out the table. But that sounds so for instance, let me show you that. Actually, that's a great time to show you what that error would look like. So I built out this VLOOKUP. It works right now, but what happens if I accidentally typed in kit with 2 Ks and I press enter? So I now have an NA issue because this super action kit does not exist in this table because just a typo.
So would going over and copying it over potentially fix the problem?
Yes, if that is a typing issue and you can't identify it, copy all 4 of these, go to your lookup table, and just literally paste it. And you could just hit paste values only. And that way you can ensure the text is the exact same.
Okay.
Sometimes though, to like figure out these errors, like trying to recreate the errors can help us like learn how to avoid them, which is nice.
Well, it turns out your little trick worked. So
cool. Yeah, there's this typo in there.
I'm just going to fix the rest of my formula. So thanks.
Yep. All right. So if we're good, then let's move on to unit cost. So write the formulas of the toys, blah, blah, blah. We'll just go over to unit cost, which is our next VLOOKUP function. So the VLOOKUP function is actually the exact same. So you can copy the formula over, and all we're changing now is column 3 because unit cost in that table is on column 3. So literally just change that and you should be able to drag it down once more. And if you didn't have any errors in this, you shouldn't have any errors in that unit cost because it's same formula, different column. And that's going to be the exact same case scenario for the storage cost per unit. So type in your, like literally just copy the VLOOKUP and switch it to 4 and you should be good. So I'll give everyone a second to do that.
You said on storage cost?
Yeah. So storage cost per unit, that's in column 4. So you would replace that third number in the formula to 4.
It doesn't matter if I put 0 and instead false.
What was that? Sorry.
I did I put 0 instead false in the unit cost here. V lookup A4 toy cost 3 0. So I didn't put false.
I don't think 0 matters because isn't 0 let me
So
just like
Yeah,
I
I
think
have
it's the same thing, right?
Same thing, yes.
Yeah, it's the same thing. 0 and 1 is like interchangeable for true and false in that formula, so you're good.
Okay. Okay.
Nick, where are we at? Because I'm stuck. Have we did gross revenue yet?
Nope. So we've done retail price, and then we
Uh-huh.
copied that formula over to unit cost, pasted it, changed the number 2 in the formula to 3. I'll highlight that on my screen, and then dragged that down. Then we jumped 2 over again, and we pasted the formula once more, but now we've changed the number to 4 to match the right column. So where
you went to, okay, skip retail price, you said skip 2, right? And then go to F4. Am I right?
No. So you filled
Oh.
out C4, E4,
Yeah.
and G4. We're not
C4.
calculating gross revenue or total unit cost yet, or total storage cost. We'll do those in a sec. That's next.
Did we do unit cost yet?
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
So that's
And that's the same
formula with 3.
The
Yep.
V, but instead of it being 2 false, it's 3 false.
Yep, that's correct.
And then you skip 2 and then do the same thing.
And it goes to 4.
And then instead of to do 4 false.
Yes.
And it would be in oh crap, hold on.
2 false, 3 false, and 4 false.
That's right. And just make sure you're in the right columns. So retail
That's
price,
what I'm trying to figure
unit
out.
cost, storage cost.
Make sure.
So F,
I will
F-
here. I highlight on my screen what we're working on, so it's a little
Okay.
easier to see.
okay, unit cost.
Does that help a little bit?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Okay, cool. And then you skip 2 more and you go to storage
Nick.
unit.
I'm still in retail price trying to play around for a second. So I did the formula. It says VLOOKUP, parentheses A6, toy final,
No.
comma 2, comma 1. I'm still getting an NA.
Are you on A6? Are you in cell C6 when you did that?
Yeah. So that would have been A6.
Yeah, because you got to think on C4. If you start in C4 at the top, it's the best way to do it. So on all of these
Okay.
like lookup functions, anytime you write a formula that you're going to drag down, start at the very top because that's how you'll drag it down. And if in general, if the first one's right and you drag down, everything else will be right.
Okay, so how do I fix this one formula? Because I can show you what it is. It's just,
And it says NA.
yeah, it says NA. I don't know why.
What cell says NA?
It says the Blue Raider outdoor set, so C6 says NA.
Okay. In the formula, when you go
Okay.
up and down on your keyboard, the only thing that changes in the formula is the A5 to A6, right? So go up and down on your keyboard and look at the 2 formulas.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that changes.
I got it to work with the true approximate, so if he takes points off of that, it's fine.
That sounds like a typo. Copy Blue Raider outdoor set and just paste it over what you have for Blue Raider outdoor set.
Okay. So just copy the formula again?
No, copy the cell A6. So literally just Blue Raider outdoor set. Copy that.
Yep.
Go to your table.
And then go paste it in the formula.
Yeah, go paste
Okay.
it under the item.
So if it's like
Okay,
an
I
empty
did.
space or anything.
Yeah, I did.
Did that
So
work?
let's see if it works. Well, let's see if it works. Formula's working up top. Still getting the NA.
Send me a screenshot. And you're
Here,
sure
I
your
can send-
table's named correctly and it's the right cells?
Yes. Because it's working for everything else. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, it works for everything else except when I try to change it over to the 1 value, It's that one cell. Because I'm doing the one value for all of them. Or like I'm clicking it down. Yep, it's that cell.
Yeah,
I don't
just
know why.
send me a screenshot. I might be able to figure it out, but
Yeah, here. Send it to you. If not, I can just do the other way and actually just get the data. It's fine.
is anyone else stuck, or is everyone else good right now?
No, good.
Cool. We're almost through with this one, and then the third one's really easy. Worst case scenario, Alexis,
yeah.
you can just email me your file later, and I'll see if I can figure it out. Literally, worst case scenario.
Yeah, or worst case scenario, I just put it in with the zeros. I don't think he's really going to take off for it.
Yeah.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
I don't think you will.
Uh,
All right, so
yeah,
I'm gonna move on to gross revenue if we're good for it. So in this cell, all you're taking is the number purchased times retail price. Your number is gonna be really small right now because your number purchased isn't filled out. So don't worry about that. So just literally type in equals B4 times C4 because that is gross revenue. How many items do I have and what do I sell them for? That's gross revenue. After you've entered that, drag it down to the cell D7.
So can you, for the first one, for gross revenue, you did B4 times C4?
Yep, and then just pull it down. You'll be good. You don't need any absolute
Okay,
references
thank
or
you.
anything like that.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
I'm running out of my margarita. Survive.
Can I ask you something?
Mhm.
On my retail price, it's not showing $11.95 for the hiking kit, so I don't know what I did.
Okay, so go to your lookup table, and on your
Okay.
retail price on your table there, does it say $11.95?
Yes.
It does.
Yes.
Hmm.
Weird, right?
That is weird. Yeah, it should. I mean, it should say. I mean, it's matching to the hiking kit, so. But that could have to do with you using true values like zeros, but I don't think so.
Okay. So I don't want to hard code it, so what should I do?
If you can't, I mean, worst case scenario, you rebuild the table. Because it really
yeah.
doesn't take that long to rebuild the table. It's not that bad.
Okay.
I'd try that. I'll probably rebuild this entire spreadsheet like tomorrow. Just because I want to make sure all my answers are correct. It won't take long. And then you can have this to follow in too. So I'll move on to unit cost, the total unit cost. So total unit cost is literally just, once again, number purchase, how many items do I have, and how much did each unit cost? So multiply it by E4. So total unit cost is just, for this cell, E4 times B4. And what that's saying is it's just literally how many units do I have, what it costs. Drag that down as well. Now this will actually be, no, it'll still be a small number because it's number purchase. So you're still gonna have a small number. After you've done that, we're going to move to the total storage cost. You see a common scenario here. How many do I have number purchased times that by G4 in this case, which is the storage cost per unit, and drag it down again. So let me now go back to my directions. So write formulas that calculate gross revenue, check. Total unit cost, check. Total storage cost, check. Total cost. No, I need to explain that. All right. So total cost is probably the easiest formula we'll ever write. It is literally just the unit cost plus the storage cost. So in this cell, it is H4 plus F4. And then you will drag that down to I7. And good ways to check it, like whenever you do a drag down, just select a random cell, click in the formula and see what it's highlighting to make sure it makes sense. Because if you ever do that and like you see this red, like over here, something, you know it's wrong. So total cost is good. We're going to move on to the profit now. So profit is gross revenue minus costs. So in this case, it's going to be D4 minus I4, which is literally our gross revenue minus our total cost. And that's how you're going to get your profit. Drag it down, do a little double check, click into a cell, make sure it's dragging down nicely, all that good stuff. Okay. Now we are on step 5. write the formulas to add the total number of toys purchased in B8. So this is going to be an equal sum formula across the board here. So your equal sum is going to be a really small number because you don't have anything in there. The total cost in I8, once again, this is a sum formula. You're going to be summing everything above it. So same thing on the profit here. So all that's literally just going to be sums. Moving on from the sum values. This is where we're going to create the constraints in the worksheet that identifies constraints in this problem. All right. This is the last terrible part. So we're basically now redoing what we did in this constraints table, but actually inside of our analyzer or whatever it's called. So you go to data solver. If you don't have it, go to file, options, add-ins, go, select solver add-in, hit OK. And you will now have this on your data tab. All right. Now let's go to our actual solver here. So we are going to set the objective, which for us, it says that we're looking to maximize profit. Well, where is the total profit cell located in the worksheet? That's going to be cell J8 right here at the bottom. That is the sum of profit we've created.
Sorry,
Select
Nick.
that. Yeah, you're good. You got it.
said file options and what else?
Oh, yeah. Let me walk you through it. So go to file, options,
Mhm.
add-ins. It's on the bottom left, second from the bottom.
Okay.
And then hit go on the bottom where it says manage Excel add-ins. Hit that go button. Let me know when you've done that.
I did it.
Cool. Now check the box next to solver add-in and hit OK.
Oh, and then, okay.
And now when you go to your data tab, you should see that solver at the very far right under the analyze thing. You see that?
Mine's went blank right now. Hold up. My whole tab went away. Oh, there you go. Add-ins. I don't see it, but I'll figure it out. Hold on.
No, you're good. It should be in there after you select it and then hit OK. Just make sure you hit the little checkbox in solver. And that's under the data tab.
Okay. Data tab. Okay, it's there. Thank
Cool.
you.
Yeah. All right. So now click solver. In the set objective, remember we're trying to maximize profit. So select the sum of profit, the total profit, which is J8 in this instance. Click that. Make sure it's set to max. Now, how are we going to get there? Since we built out all these formulas, the values we are going to change is the number purchased. So you can select here the numbers purchased, which is B4 through B7. Now we have to add all of these constraints. So this is a little weird because we're doing exactly what we built in. So you'll need to just literally add these in. If you haven't done this before, what you would do is you would click add. So for instance, like if we know that B4, we know the easy one is they all need to be like above 250, right? Since all of them need to be above 250, you could press add. And now the cell reference, you could say B4 needs to be greater than or equal to, and then I selected 250, which we wrote in here, the number purchase has to be greater. Select your 250, which in this case is C16, and then press add or OK, and then it will go and it will add it back into this one. So you'll see this huge thing. Now I'm going to delete this because I don't want duplicates. So what I would do right now first is I would just select all of them to be greater than C16. So you need to do it for B4, B5, B6, and B7. So next, we need to make sure that all of them are an integer because obviously we said in here that they were all going to be integers. So there's a couple ways to do it, but what we can do is press add cell reference. We can select B4 through B7 and we can put integer and then add that. So that will make sure that all of the numbers are whole numbers and not decimals.
Hold on. You said first of all, B4, 5, 6, 7.
Yes, those are all going to be in above, greater than, or equal to 250. And we put 250 in that C16 cell.
So 4.
So let me
This-
take a screenshot of this for you guys. This could be pretty nice.
Okay, this is individual, right? B4, 5,
Yeah.
6, 7, individual.
Individually, yes. Because if, oh, that's a great point. I'm putting, oh wait, that was just Sequoia. One sec. Oh my gosh, I have multiple chats open.
Hey, Nick.
Yeah.
I'm still not able to get my issue resolved, so I wanted to ask, can I just remake the table and start from there, like you did?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, got you. And then just make sure to copy over the stuff.
Copy over stuff, yeah. So I did just put in GroupMe all the parameters you're going to build out. It's basically these parameters. You're just restating it. I do want to check that, but for the sake of time, I don't know if I'm going to do all of it right now, just manually checking it all, but you're building out the exact same thing there.
Okay.
So in GroupMe, I did put that, I put all of that in.
I did 4, 5, 6, 7 individually. Then
Yep. Oh yeah, I wanted to explain why. So if you were to say that like, all right, let's say we added one and we wanted all of them to be higher than, oh wait, what do I do? Oh, there you go. All of them be higher than 250. So initially you'd be like, okay, well, I'm going to select all of them. They need to be greater than or equal to 250. The issue is if you do it this way, it's using the sum of all of those. So it's not individual cells above 250. So that's why you had to go through and manually add all of them like that.
oh, okay.
So I'm going to walk through here. We already did this one, which was setting it to greater than 250. We did the integers. This says B5 needs to be less than or equal to B4. And we know this because this is all in our constraint table. So we're just building this back out. So here you see we've said B5 needs to be less than or equal to, and then that cell right there is a B4 cell, which right now it's not going to be 3, 4, 3, 7 for you guys. It'll be like 1, but you'll need to want to build that out. Next, we go down to the B6. We know that this needs to be greater than or equal to what we put in that cell next to it, which is C14. So we're literally just redoing all of those. And after you've done all of this and you have all these built out, now I need to double check these, like make sure they match your constraints. I need to do that. And I need to read the paragraph again and like really make sure that all of that matches. But after you build all that out and you hit solve, all of your numbers are going to immediately update. And hopefully you see the same numbers I do because we have the same numbers. And you will then click highlight answer, click outline reports, and then press OK. I'm going to take a screenshot of that too, because this is how you actually open that. It'll open up that new worksheet with some of the stuff you need. Drop that in there. So after you do that, it will populate all the way. I'll just run the analysis solver again, because why not? All right, so that. Let's solve, answer, outline reports, press OK. And it now created answer report 2. I don't think anything changed, right? Other than that one thing that I had. Oh, the original value. That's why, because that makes sense. So I can't use the second one, but you understand what it opens up. So it opens up report number 1. So I'll give y'all a second and let me know if you have any questions if you're trying to run that, because I know it takes time to build out the constraints.
Nick, so total cost, then profit is supposed to be empty, right?
No.
No.
No, this
Oh
is
shit.
that's gonna be D4 minus I4 and drag that down. You need profit to be built out.
And profit is D4 minus I4.
Yeah, and then drag it down to D7, and then in D8 is or J8 is a sum cell. Oh, nice. And I did just catch something that I did wrong. Format all
You
monetary.
said D4 minus what?
D4 minus
D4
I4.
minus I4.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So it says to format all monetary fields as accounting with 2 decimals. So I whiffed that one and I made mine numbers with decimals, I believe. So I'll just double check. Oh, no, they say accounting, but I'll do it again. So all of this is monetary here. Under your formatting, under number, go to accounting, and then make sure you have 2 decimals. And you can control that with these little goobers. Same here. Make sure that is accounting. It is. I don't think those need to be formatted because that's all quantity. So yeah, that's all quantity. We're good. All right. And so I'm going to unhighlight these cells. No fill, no fill. All right. And when you guys successfully run the solver, you'll have this page here.
Actually, I didn't get it. I got an error.
What was the error?
Solver, I think objective cell or constraint cell. So I believe the objective cell, that's right.
Let me send, I can send a screenshot of my solver. This is your solver parameters. I don't know if I put this in chat or not already. I did not. I did. Yeah, I did. Just make sure it all matches. Like the objective cell needs to be J8.
Okay, let me take the screenshot.
I think I'm missing something because what's the formula that you have in C12? Because I'm getting an error.
Equals B4.
Let's see. But hold on.
Use the
One
answer
second.
report's recommendation. Place your recommendations in a cell on the answer report sheet. Oh.
I got a question as well.
What's up?
For the one on the constraints where you said B4 through B7 equal integer.
Yep.
What did you put on the after the equal sign?
In the solver.
In the add box where you add in the constraints.
Oh, when you type integer, so if you just go to like there and I hit int, it will autofill a constraint to integer. And then you just hit add.
Okay.
Produce an answer report. Oh, I was supposed to put this in the answer report worksheet. Whoops. My bad. I'm just going to take a screenshot of this so you can also reference values if needed. Obviously, it's not cells, but or formulas or anything.
Nick, can you go to H4? What's the formula that you have? Is G4 times D4?
It's G4 times B4, just storage cost per unit times number purchased.
You said chief. I was about to say because I got 44 cents, and okay, never mind. That's. Hold on, wait. G4 times B4. You said correct.
Yeah.
4 times B4. That means something is. My numbers are wrong.
What are your storage unit costs?
15
Well,
cents, 10
No.
cents.
Yeah, your number's gonna be wrong because you haven't run solver yet, so you don't know the number purchase.
Okay, so my total storage cost says 15 cents. That's not wrong though, right? It
No.
won't.
No, because you probably have
Okay.
0 in your number purchase because you haven't gotten those numbers to populate.
So they'll be basically the same. It'll be the storage
Yes.
unit cost for right now because you don't have another number there.
Yep.
And then the total cost is everything is. What
That's
does that
total
say?
unit cost plus.
Mhm.
So that's F plus H.
F.
So
F4
F4 plus
H4.
H4. Yeah.
That's okay. That's what I have. Okay.
16.
And the same thing, the total cost is going to be really funky until you do the solver thing, correct?
Yep. So after you build out all
Nick?
your formulas, you should be able to run solver. Yeah.
Nick, I've got a question. So I'm
What's up?
still working with the table stuff. So when you copied the names over, did you not drag any of the constraint, like the bars or anything? Did you not try to make adjustments or anything when you copied?
Oh, you just paste values only.
So you just paste the values only?
Yeah, and you're just
So you
taking
just
the
don't
text.
do anything, you just move it over and then you move over to the next cell you can type in, you type the retail and the units, right?
Yeah, I'll show you exactly how to do it. Are you looking at my screen?
Yeah, please. Please, I'm so confused.
I'm gonna paste values, and then I'm just gonna put
Okay.
item, retail price, unit cost,
Okay.
storage cost, and then
Okay,
you'll
yeah, I messed up.
put all your values in here.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay. I got a satisfied numbers, but it is wrong. What you have. So
It's different than what I have.
yeah, it's not the same stuff. So I did the same thing you did, but I know what's wrong.
Yeah, so all the numbers should be the exact same. Like what are your number purchase?
100,000.
Holy wait.
Yeah.
Your number purchased are 100,000?
Yes.
First
number in 250, then 250. I have 9,900, 250, then 250.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That's when you're in the solver, you selected the by changing variable cells. I assume you put in the B4 to B7 and the set objective. I assume you hit the profit, which is J8. That would exist in your constraints. I think something has to be different there.
I will double check.
Yeah.
Now, Nick, after you filled out everything, oh dang, after you filled out all of the constraints, what do you do after that?
After you have all this done,
You click solve.
Hold on, let me make sure I don't have C13.
so C13 is equals B4. So just make sure you have the formula in there. So after you
the
have
formula is the same.
No.
Then how did you figure, like, I guess what I'm not understanding is how you're getting like what formulas you're putting in C4 and like how are you referencing what's in I don't understand.
C4? You're confused about C4?
No, I'm saying like this whole column of C, right? So C, the constraint. So C11 to C20. How are you getting what you're putting in there? Not the numbers per se,
Okay,
but
yeah.
like,
The logic.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so the reasoning behind all of it is in the third paragraph. So it's
Mhm.
telling you what to do. So for instance, it says that the marketing budget is a maximum of 100,000. So total cost, we know it has to be less than or equal to 100,000. And then it says
Mhm.
like super action kit super action kit cannot be more than the Blue Raider outdoor set. So we go to like super
Mhm.
action kit, it has to be greater than or less than or equal to super action or super adventure, which is B4. So
Mhm.
that's
So
how
that
you're finding those.
100,000, you put that in that in the total
Yeah.
cost.
Mhm.
You manually type that, correct?
Yeah, that's the only thing you manually type other than the 7,250 and
And
250.
then C12 is equals B4, right?
Yep.
And then C13 equals B4 as well.
Yes. But remember, over on the
And
left side,
then,
it's different. Like one is just making it an integer, one's actually
right,
like logic, right?
right. And then C14 is B4 divided by 2.
Yep.
And then hiking, C15 is what?
B equals 6 or equals B6, sorry.
And then C16.
Is 250 hard coded.
Oh, just regular 250?
Yep.
Okay. And then C17.
Hard coded 7,250. So 7,250.
And then the same thing for the other numbers under there.
No. 17, 18, and 19 are all referencing themselves. So like it's equals
Okay.
B5 and then it's equals B7 and then equals B6.
Equals B5 equals B7 and
7
then
equals
B6.
B6. Yep.
I got a question.
What's up?
What if my number is slightly wrong, like by $1?
So I saw which dollar? Where's it at?
For example, my B4 is 340 or 3436 as opposed to 3437.
Did you make sure that they were integers? So there's not any like decimals, are there?
No, no decimals.
I saw that on someone else's where they had like one that was like almost the exact same. So literally it's just one off for you.
Yeah, it's one off right there. Of course, the 12 and 13. What is that? B12? No, C12.
Yeah, it's off $1.
It's off $1, and then on the total cost, instead of it saying 0.15 on hiking kit, it says 0.30.
Oh wait, that would be it. Okay, so repeat what you just said.
$267.30
On which one? C13?
on H7. For example, the
H7.
hiking kit.
Okay, H7, which is okay. Well, is your number purchase different? I assume it's different than 1781.
Let me go back.
So I look at what's in B7.
1782. Yeah, it's
Yeah, so we're off by 1. That I mean it's I don't know, it's so close. I'm gonna rerun all of this probably tomorrow and just double check it. So just don't turn it in yet. We have until like what the end of the 17th. So I mean it's super close. So let's just I'm gonna run it one more time and just really I'm gonna compare it to see like what the final numbers are. But if that's the case and you're like one off, I would just start looking at like first the constraints because that's the easiest spot to like miss something, you know. Or you might be right. What's your total cost? What's that final number?
on
I8. Yeah, what did it get I8 to?
I8. I have 9,000. No, sorry. $99,994.26.
Just literally off by $5. Yeah, just wait. Let's see. Like, let's get a general consensus of who all got like what numbers. Because if we know more people had these, then we'll look back on yours and see like what it was. It's something super minuscule though, so we'll have to just find it.
Okay.
And
Nick,
honestly,
what do
like,
you?
what's up?
Oh no, you're fine. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, worst case scenario, like we just rebuild it. I know it sounds like terrible, but after you've done it once, like building, it doesn't take that long to actually just build it again. And then you can run it. But I'll let you know. I'm gonna run it again tomorrow and see what I can do.
What do you do after you've typed all this in? Like I've typed all the total the constraints and all that stuff in. How do you run it to get the 347, 3,437?
So go to the data tab and then hit solver on the far right under analyze.
Okay. Okay.
And do you have the solve parameters open?
Yeah.
Okay, so set the objective to J8, which is profit. Make sure it's set to maximum. By changing
Okay.
variable cells, this is when we finally get to change the cells. So change B4 to
Mhm.
B7.
Okay. You said B4 to B7?
Yep. And now
Okay,
the
cool.
terrible part is you need to add all the constraints back in here. So
Okay.
you need to hit add and then basically type in all that logic. I put a screenshot in GroupMe of what you need to select.
Oh, okay. 1 sec. Oh, not really 1 sec. You can keep talking. And I'll catch.
No, you're good. So that's it for this. Do y'all want to? I can knock out the third one really fast because it's super quick and easy. If y'all want to just do that real fast.
First, neat. Neat.
Yep.
For the answer report, mine didn't generate none of that.
Oh, did you select when you hit solver? You have to, when you hit solve, you need to select that reports here. So you got to click reports and then you need to click outline reports and then hit OK.
Click reports.
Yeah, so it'll
Hey,
be,
Nick.
what's up?
It's getting pretty late. For me, you're gonna post this tomorrow, right? Or give it to us tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to put it on YouTube or something.
Okay. If not, I'm gonna email you with the same question. So, just let me know.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, if it might help, I can also just record myself starting from scratch and doing it and just uploading that. That might be good.
Please.
Yeah. Well, I'll try to be on.
Nick, I have a question for you.
Mhm.
So for the solve parameters for adding constraints, right? It has, let me see if I can show you. This one. So if you look at mine and I'm going off the screenshot that you put in GroupMe.
Okay.
So you do B4 and then you do this and then do you do C16?
Yeah, but don't type it. Call to
You
it.
have to put the number signs in. You said what?
Don't type it. Hit the little blue arrow and then click on the cell.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is it? C16?
Mm-hmm. And then hit blue arrow again and then hit add. And now you go on to the next one.
Okay. Do what next, Nick?
Just keep going down the list now.
Push add again?
Yep.
Okay. And so the next one's going to be B4 through B7, I think.
And that's integers. Yep.
And then keep going down the list.
Literally keep going on the list.
Okay. And then what do after I do it, do I do okay? After I've typed all of them?
Yeah.
And I type okay?
Just hit cancel right now. It won't do anything. It'll get back to the main menu. So if you pressed OK, it would just take you to here, which is loading. It looks like it's trying to load.
Okay. So I just keep adding. Oh crap. I would keep adding those values for right now.
Oh, we can't see the pop-ups, can we?
Oh, this isn't. Hold on. This ain't the right spreadsheet. I don't know how that happened.
I probably should have shared my entire screen so you guys could see pop-ups that were happening. Sorry, I didn't realize that. Oh, there we go. I saw it.
Okay. Is my screen not sharing anymore?
No, it's not.
Okay, good. That way y'all can finish doing that way y'all can get your time back.
Did you have were you able to solve it or no?
To me.
Dominique, you.
Yes, Dominique. Yeah,
Dominique.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah. I got the page, and it has the timestamp of
Oh,
solving.
nice. Yeah, you did it then.
Oh, thank you.
So the last thing you need to add then, Dominique, is in a chat bot or a chat box, you need to write like how they can increase profit. So this is a tough one because like we really can't copy each other on this one. It's kind of subjective. So what I did was I actually used Chat GPT, copied this, and I said, hey, give me some ideas on how I can increase profit. And they kind of said you can, it's kind of obvious stuff like increase the retail price. So if you increase the retail price, that would increase profit. Another thing is to lower the unit cost. The most cost we comes from these unit costs. I mean, you got to think that's a lot of money. I mean, these storage costs are nothing. So it's almost negligible to say you need to get cheaper storage because it's nothing compared to the unit cost. So that's what I would say. And then the third one you could say is like raise total cost. I mean, you're making money, right? So you're making a profit. So if you
But you're
can,
not making a big enough profit.
yeah, and they're saying how can you maximize profit? So that's the problem. And the issue with if we increase costs like 200,000, we double our profit, but like you haven't increased the rate of profit, like it's still the same return. And there, if we're saying how do we get a better return on our money, you need to sell at a higher retail price, and the unit cost probably needs to come down. You could probably play around with some numbers, but like I don't know. To me, the easiest way was doing it. Retail is up and unit cost down.
And then that has to go on the
Answer report page.
answer report. So need to add.
Hey Nick, I'm gonna head out. It's getting a little late. I'm gonna try to make this graph and I'll figure the rest out. I screenshot the constraints. So
Yeah, you're good. I'll post this on YouTube
when
for
you
tomorrow.
make the constraints for the new ones, you just add new constraints. So like you just go into solver and type new ones in,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah. You're just
Okay.
repeating what you already
Okay.
did.
Is there any way you could actually pull up those constraints real quickly? I don't think I got the screenshot.
It's in GroupMe. I put it in there.
You did for the new one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that first
Cool,
screenshot.
thank
You'll see
you.
the entire solver parameters.
I'm gonna sit here and try to figure out this table all night. So thanks
Yeah,
for
you're all
trying.
good. Yep.
Thank you. Bye.
See ya.
So it can be on any cell since it says a cell.
Yeah. Yeah, just a cell anywhere you want, really.
Okay.
And then I would just wrap the text to make it kind of look a little nicer, but it really doesn't matter either.
I don't see how you're remembering how to do this. Like not remembering how to do it, but like it's a lot of like remembering stuff because I've added my constraints and I keep forgetting which one I'm actually on.
Oh yeah, no, it was brutal. I hated adding that.
Oh yeah, it took me forever.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Forever.
I'm like,
When I
and you
redo it
hope that you
tomorrow,
do
that's
it
what
right.
I'm least looking forward to.
What, having to redo it tomorrow?
Just that specific part. I mean, I could build the rest of this out in literally 5 minutes, but the constraints is just terrible.
Oh, I can't keep up with this. I like trying to go back and check my constraints. I'm just like, because everything looks the same.
They do look the same, yeah.
Oh crap. How do you never Nick, can you do me a favor?
What's up?
Never mind. I never you already posted the constraints in the group chat, right?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So I'm quickly, it's gonna be super fast because I do want to get off
Some time
soon.
with your wife.
Yeah, spend some time with the wife and maybe play some games before bed. But let me just at least show part 3. Part 3 is really easy, so it's not bad at all. What was it called? MTSU
demo.
parts.
Demand, ain't it? It's demands.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what I named it.
Module
Parts
2
and-
demand,
Oh,
right?
here we go. Parts analysis. I got it.
Parts analysis.
Took way too long to find. All right, let me share this screen too. All right, you guys should see my Excel. So I believe it starts on this bearing data page. I'm gonna go kind of fast, but I'm also gonna try to be you can at least keep up.
Where did you find that? Because is there 2 sheets that we have? There's a demand sheet as well with value,
Yes,
description, and days.
Yeah, load the demand sheet, but then also load the parts analysis.
The parts analysis is in Excel, the Excel preparation.
Yes.
Yeah, that's in XPrep.
Okay.
Yeah, so you'll download it.
Okay.
So it
Okay,
should,
cool.
when you load it, I believe the bearing data is the only page on here. Actually, I know it is. So this is all you're going to see. It's going to be blank. So the first thing you have to do is modify the format of the data so that the zeros are displayed, or that a 0 is displayed and not a dash. There's so many ways to get to this, but for me, I just highlighted the array. I right-clicked. I went to Format Cells, and then I hit Custom, and then I did 0. So you press 0, press OK, and it changed all of mine to 0. So you won't see the
Okay,
dashes
Nick, repeat
anymore.
that one more time. My Excel spreadsheet was loading up.
No, you're good. Select the array on the data. So start at A4 and just go all the way down to K33.
Mm-hmm.
Right click it, hit Format Cells, go to Custom, and then that 0 option, and then hit OK, and it will change all your dashes to zeros.
Of course, I didn't enable editing. Hold
That's
on.
what mine said, Dom. That's what I'm trying to do too. Because it's like,
Yeah, it's terrible.
this spam? Are you sure this isn't spam?
Yeah.
Okay, right click.
And then Format Cells, Custom at the very bottom, then
Custom.
0 and OK.
0. Okay.
Wait, mine didn't. Where is custom at? Because it's not on mine.
It's on there. It's at the very bottom.
Okay.
All it
Format
is, move
cell.
my numbers to the side.
But did your dashes become zeros?
Okay.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Cool.
And then you said go to what next, Nick?
Hit this-
Custom?
Yeah, Custom 0 and hit OK.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So now
Okay, cool.
we get to move on the bearing, take the existing 30-day for each and calculate highs and lows, this bottom part. These are min and maxes. All right, this is the fastest way to do it. So you're going to select your cell, whatever it is, B35, enter min, hit tab, click on cell B4.
Okay.
You can either drag here or you can control shift down arrow and it will capture the entire column and then just press enter. So control shift down arrow and it will go all the way down to the bottom of the array and just hit enter.
Okay. 3.
I can highlight.
What'd you get, 3?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sorry.
Rezk, what'd you say?
Yeah, I highlighted between the B4 until B30. Is that correct too?
B33.
B33.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It's the same thing. I just use shortcuts on everything if I can. So same thing for max here. So you're going to type in on, this is the high. So underneath that cell B36 is what you're going to be on, equals max. And then hit tab, press in to B4 again, control shift down arrow, and then press enter. And you're going to get 16.
Perfect.
Now you're going to select that first one. So select 3, that formula, and drag it all the way to the right to the end of the array. And it will populate all the numbers. And then do it again for the highs. So we will have the exact same numbers. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. So y'all need to create another sheet called simulation now. And then we're going to use the highs and limits we just created. So in cell A3, type day. So A3, type day. And then we're going to copy the customer numbers from the bearing sheet and paste them in B3 through K3. So literally just go up here, either highlight it or however you want to do it, and then paste it over here.
Nick, do
Yeah.
that one more time.
Yeah, you're just gonna type day in A3 and copy the customer numbers from up here. Just Control C and then put it over here into B3. Hit Control V and it'll go across the top.
Wait, so you said an A3 type day.
Yeah.
So on that new simulation sheet, you type day in A3.
Yep.
Okay. And then you go to that whole graph and you copy the whole thing from what?
No, just the customer numbers, which is in orange.
Oh,
The top.
just the orange part and copy it.
Yep. And then paste it, and it'll look just like this.
Okay.
So did we copy that whole worksheet when we made simulations?
Mm-mm.
Just the top numbers.
Just the top numbers.
Okay.
I'll show you guys in a second why. All right. Now for the numbers, we have to do day 1 all the way to 240. Easiest way to do this is what we talked about in that last worksheet. So you're just going to type in like press 1, enter, 2, enter, 3, enter, and then highlight all 3 and drag it. And this is going to start, it'll keep your +1 interval or whatever and go all the way down to 240. And then you'll just let go.
LMAO, mine has said 1111 1,000 times.
It needs
It didn't work for me.
did you type in 1, 2, 3 and then highlight all 3 of those and drag?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so whenever you do the paste option, you should be able to change that in the paste option. So like if you can like do a sequence paste or something.
You can
The
change
one-
the fill series.
Yeah,
right there.
fill series. That's what you're wanting to do.
So click that and then it's not okay, it's working now.
Next time we do a Zoom, I'm gonna have my iPad up at the same time.
So are we all good now? Can I move on to the next part?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So on B4, we're going to do a
Mhm.
random between. So it's basically saying you need to have a random number in this entire thing that's using the minimum, so the low that we put in cell B35 and then the high in B36. So that formula in B7 is going to be random between, and then you're going to go to your bearing data, select B35 and then hit comma and then select B36 and then press enter or parentheses then enter.
Nick, so that 1 through 240, you need to copy that in A4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like do it and then cut it and then paste it under A4 down, I'm assuming.
Yeah, A4 down. So A4 starts at 1 and it goes all the way down to 240.
yeah, I got a different numbers here.
You will have different numbers. It's a random number generator.
So different numbers fine.
Yeah, it's a random number generator. So it's going to randomly generate numbers between 3 and 16. And every single time you change something in your worksheet, you're going to see your numbers update.
Oh, okay.
So when people do giveaways and they do random selections, this is how they do it.
Good.
All right. So you'll drag that down all the way. So you can literally, I think you can just double click right here and it should pull all the way down. Because that's going to stay the same. And you should be able to drag it. So if you write it this way, the way I wrote it, if you just have the $sign on 35 and 36, you can also drag it all horizontally because the only thing that would change the formula is the letters. And then you just drag it down again.
Oh.
So you don't have to rewrite the whole formula.
So when you highlighted bearing data, like you did rand between open parentheses bearing data, did you highlight that whole everything on that bearing data page?
One sec. I just put the formula in chat for y'all.
No, you're fine.
This right here.
Hmm.
This formula.
Yeah.
This is that entire formula right here in the first this first column.
Okay. Did you name your table too?
No.
Okay.
I forgot it changed every time.
Yeah, it'll change every time. That's normal. And that's
Mhm.
why this next step you do is you paste values so it doesn't get updated. But that's
And
after this.
then, so on the first one, you don't go down to A240. You go to
Yes.
A243, correct?
Yep. So after you write your random number generators, you can use the formula I put in our chat. Drag it all down, and you'll have this entire table filled out. And it's all just random numbers, so don't focus on the numbers. So now you're going to create a new worksheet called Simulation Data 1.
Oh man, mine just did 13 all the way down.
13 what?
It put the same number all the way down.
Oh, what the
I
heck?
think I did the absolute on the wrong cell.
Yeah, I think you might have.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, just use the formula I put in chat.
Yeah, it says that though.
And that's in B4, and then you drag it to the right.
Well, I was going down first on customer 2010.
Oh, yeah, it should have updated. So if you look at the, oh, crap. If you look at your formula in between, does anything change?
Nope, it's the same. I did the absolute on the wrong area.
Oh.
So there you go. Yeah.
All right. So after you have the entire table, so if you don't have it, it's fine. We're going to highlight it and paste it in a new thing called Simulation 1. So what you would do is go over to like a new sheet, call it Simulation 1. I'm shortening it so I can do this. Fastest way to do this when you highlight a massive array like this that's not missing any cells, so we have no blanks, put your cursor, just select any cell. Control A will select the entire array. Control C, go back to that new page you created. Control V, and on that little paste option, make sure it's selected to values. So now when I change anything in the sheet, nothing updates. So now they are hard-coded values.
Oh, that's why.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna copy paste from simulation
exactly.
document?
Yep. So you're taking basically all the RNG numbers, the random number generators. You take all those numbers and you're going to hard code them in a new worksheet.
Okay.
So now, this is where I'm going to go a little fast so I can hop off soon. It's pretty easy. You're just going to be calculating so all of this is just values. So you will create a new column called total demand where you're going to be summing up horizontally the entire day. So you'll see the formula here, which is sum B4 to K4. You're literally just going to be summing this and you're just going to drag it down. Now, for the rank, this one's a little different. So the rank is basically taking, it's a dot rank EQ, and we are ranking all of these in their position with one being the lowest. So like my number one, it's a random number generator, so everyone's numbers are different. But like my number one was like 40 something. Actually, you can look up here at the bottom. Yeah, it's 41. So this is a really weird formula. It's rank EQ, and you're basically going to select the array of the entire demand. So the first option is you're going to select the cell you want to compare to, which is just going to be the one next to it. So you start with L4. Then absolute reference your total demand array. You could also name this array because you're going to call to it. And then you select one for order because you want it to be in ascending order. And that is how you're going to get this rank value. No worries if y'all aren't caught up. You'll be able to watch it again. But that's how you're going to do all that. For the top 5 days and the bottom 5 days, this is where we're going to use a large and a small formula. So you will do equals large totals. So you can see that I named my array, that total demand array, I did name it totals. So I was able to say equals large, and then I want number one. What is my biggest? And you have to do top 5. So you could just copy and paste that formula and change the number from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. Same exact thing for small, except you're going to change the formula to equals small. Super easy. Down here, you're going to create a mean, median, mode, and standard deviation. These are all Excel formulas that are like super easy because, again, we're going to be using the total demand here, like this array, this entire sheet. So all of these used it, and these are going to use it too. So your mean is an equals average formula. Select your entire array. Mine's named totals. The median is literally just equals median. Call to your array again. Mode is equals mode, and then use the dot single, and that's totals. And then standard deviation is standard deviation.p, and then totals again. So super easy on those formulas, not bad at all. And that concludes your simulation data 1 worksheet. Then you need to have an actual demand worksheet. This is where you have to copy and paste stuff from your other Excel sheet that you downloaded. So you will paste all of those in A1, and then you're going to have to create a table that looks like this. So again, you're going to be using descriptions here. So you need to make sure that you don't have any typos in these. So after you create this entire array, your formula for item shipped is going to be a count if. We're basically saying, hey, count if the item description over here is bearings. So it tells us the items counted. Name your arrays here. So like descriptions, and then you can name this like all values and stuff. So it's easier to call to it. And then you literally just drag it down. So that's how you're going to get to the item shipped. For the total dollar value, that's the sum, right? That's the total value of all the bearings that were shipped. So that's our sum if function here. So same thing, basically sum if, call to your array, select F2 because that's the criteria right here, the bearings that we're wanting to look at in the description. And then you need to put in a sum range now because it needs to know what to add. And we're saying, hey, you need to add up the values. And so name the array value over here or just do the entire array. Average is just an average if function here. Again, average if description, and then F2 because we're calling to bearings first, and because we're going to be dragging that down. And then days held is over here. I've named that. It's just days in inventory, so I can call to it, and it will run your average. So these are all really easy formulas when you start writing them. And if you do it right, you can just drag down, make sure you name your arrays. The last part you have to do is answer the question, will recommended inventory be enough to cover the bearings ordered? So over here, this is one formula that you're going to have to write that's kind of awkward. You're basically recommending how many bearings they need to hold for a 5-day average. So in the description, you'll see exactly what it needs to be. But in theory, you need to use a round up function because you need it to run around to the first highest whole number. It says that in description. So you'll do round up. And then this is equal to your mean or your average. So P21 plus 3 times your standard deviation. So in the formula, make sure you do your parentheses because you need to add 3 times the standard deviation. Close the parentheses, multiply it by 5, and then just type in 0. Enter, and you will get your bearing recommendation. This is all going to be different for us because we're using randomly generated numbers. So every number is going to be different. Now, the last part in the actual demand is you have to answer this question of, will recommended inventory be enough to cover the bearings offered? And you do have to write this box. It doesn't come like this. So identify the question. So write that box. And then in here, it's just another if function. You're basically saying if this cell here is greater than this cell here, then yes. If not, then no. So make sure you name the cell on simulation data 1, bearing rec or whatever. Name it bearing recommended. I think it says it in the description. Name it that. That way you can call to it over here. So this one's really not that bad. It's just writing some pretty standard formulas. The hardest part is this formula here for the bearing recommendation. But just look back at this and just copy that formula and you should be fine. I know that was a lot, but it is actually like if you follow the directions, this one's way easier compared to the second one.
Okay.
So what I'm going to try to do then tomorrow for y'all, I'm going to try to record short videos of me literally just knocking out part 1, 2, and 3. So that way I can make sure my numbers are right, but then I can upload that and you guys can watch it in like 7 minutes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That way we can all make sure.
And where do you upload these at?
I'm going to do YouTube.
Okay.
And I'll just paste it or post it to you guys.
Can you show me very quick the rank formula?
Yeah, give me 1 sec. I'm going to stop this recording.